ay. So, I'm going to try and cover this fairly quickly. I'm actually going to be putting this guy away fairly quickly here, so I figured I'd just do something quick on it before I put it away, because it's a little bit of an outlier. It's certainly it's an odd thing. One thing I'm just going to talk about is that I did look at the schematic really quickly, and I'm guessing this would have been fairly expensive to make, because there's actually 16 separate oscillators inside of this. So it was kind of a complicated keyboard to make. The unfortunate thing is it's not very versatile whatsoever. It's supposed to be piano, but of course it's like an analog piano, so it sounds like this. Oh, I might turn it down just a smidge. There we go. I mean, there's definitely worse sounds, but it's like I say, it's not very versatile. I mean, bottom line is this section is what you have to work with for creating sounds. So you have feet, which is kind of your octave. So you have 16 and 8 in both channels, and channel B, the top one, has 5 1/3, which is a nice little fifth. So you can get that, you know. And then of course 8, you know, and 16. You have these two knobs, so unfortunately this one's a little bit out of tune to each other. So right now it's chorusing a little bit. I'll try and get. You have a balance here, so I've got it in between the two channels. But you know, you want to put a little bit out and get some nice chorusing. So the next to that is tone. So the first button is kind of like what it does is it actually rolls off some of the highs. So this is the actual sound, this 3, kind of a harpsichord-y kind of thing. I'm going to see if I can get it fairly close in tune. So yeah, then it rolls off some of the highs. I've had some issues with distortion on the buttons. And then, yeah. And then this one, I think it might actually boost the bass a little bit. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the circuit too quickly. Then the next function you have is decay time. So we'll just turn both of those off for a while, or turn them really short. And as this is with just one channel. I don't think you only hear a difference if it's like a different sound, I think. There we go. You have the real sharp attack on this more harpsichord sounding thing. Then you got a balance between both channels. So there's all channel A. Yeah. section is this graphic EQ. You can bypass it, which is what I've done so at the moment, but you can flip it on for one channel if you so desire. So we'll give it, it's got EQ at 100, 200, 400, 800, 1.6, 3.2 kilohertz. The 100 hertz, fairly useless. Like you'll notice no difference whatsoever. This is kind of where all your high lows are, I guess. Would have been better if it was maybe 160, right? 400's pretty good. 800's a good one. Of course, 1.6K is. Anyway, and that's the sound creation side of it. That's it. Then you have modes. So normal mode. Keyboard split at the moment, right where you have your divider. It takes this section and moves it up an octave, so you can always play. You can finally play. What is it? Without having to cross. And then lastly, the arpeggio. Now there's a whole little section here. We've got your level for arpeggio, a rate, variation, and a beat. So the rate's obviously self-explanatory. Variation, so I thought these were kind of maybe like eighth notes and quarter notes, but it's not. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. 3/4 is usually that anything in 3 or 6. And then if you want, you can press the lower hold. Not really a whole lot of stuff there. Oh, the upper harmonies. Kind of a cute little thing here. I think I have to have it on one of these other modes, eh? Does it work on normal? No, it doesn't. So keyboard split. So it takes a chord that you're playing and plays like the harmony notes. It probably understands like mostly major minor kind of stuff. Not too much beyond that, I don't think. Well, I guess it sounds like there's some. Kind of a cool little feature. As you probably heard when I turned on the 4 unit, my transformer is buzzing really, really badly. And it's got this built-in speaker that's hooked up to the monitor line, so I think it's probably running. Oh no, it's right. Because I have this plugged in, that's going to my little recorder. That's right, so instead of coming out of the speaker, it's going to the recorder right now. So if I change the volume here, it's going to make it louder over there. This line out is what I have running to my little monitor behind me. So you do have 2 outputs. You can use the monitor as a headphone and have a separate volume for it. That's kind of cool. The tuning, usually tuning should be dead on the money. For some reason this guy's not quite in tune. Like to be in tune, you can see like this guy's out quite a bit. And then I'll transpose, easy peasy. I don't think, will it work below? No. So it's got to be above the split point, and C will get you back to your regular thing, but then if you want to go to a different key, F, G, You know, now I'm in G. Oh, maybe that. Oh, take that off. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so any, you know, B flat, oops, not below, above. Right, there we are. So there's B flat. And then back to C. And that's it. Pretty simple, not much here. Can do some kind of cool stuff, like if, you know, get that fifth thing, turn the decay down on the second channel. Then you can kind of get that percussive, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of something I thought was really different, you know, this slate gray instead of a black. It looked interesting, so I checked it out. Pretty basic. Oh yeah, even worse. There it is. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this guy. Kind of a cool thing. Like I said, it would have been really expensive to make the 16 oscillators because, like, it's got the 2 channels. Each channel has 8 voices. I did kind of check it out just to see if you could tell. So, but there's not enough. There we go. It should cut off after the 8th voice, but hard to tell. So yeah, so this would make it quite expensive, I guess, having 16 oscillators. Unfortunately, not very versatile. I think that's what made this kind of like a footnote to Roland history. Yeah, pretty, like I say, probably pretty expensive for them to make. Not very versatile. I can't think of anybody that even used this, you know, that was semi-professional. So I don't know what else to say. It was a swing and a miss. Do a close up here of the. Oh, if I can get everything untangled. Just do this. There we go. So it's kind of interesting, but in the end, not terribly useful, or and certainly not very versatile. Definitely the old one-trick pony. I know there's not too many videos on this. I think the one from Alamo, the one thing he did miss, he played a lot more cooler stuff than I did, but the one thing he missed was the little 5th part on channel B. But aside from that, I think he covered everything else pretty good. Oh, one other thing. Another fellow said that there's a DIN sync out, and there is a DIN sync, but it's not out, it's in. So you have to hook your drum machine. Your drum machine has to sync to this. I don't know if I can. There it is. So yeah, it's a sync out, not a sync in. And I think he also mentioned, because he didn't know, but he said if you plug MIDI into there that something would explode. I'm pretty sure that's not the case because it uses the other two pins. MIDI uses, if I remember correctly, pins, the two inside pins, so, and the DIN sync uses the two outside pins. Anyway, you shouldn't have too much problem if you hooked it up, but I wouldn't do it anyway, just in case. This could be kind of a cool project at some point in the future because there are, it is fairly limited. There's some things I would like to try to change a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens.